Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome back to another episode of Toy Talk with Maz. And we got cigars and bacon with us tonight, and of course, Harold. What's going on?
Hey, man.
What's
How's
up?
everybody doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Doing good. Pretty good. We got Harry. He's coming in here. He said he's gonna be a few minutes late, so we got him coming in. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Carlito, of course, our member. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. We got some awesome news we're dropping today. The first in the chat tonight that was Noble Young. He seems to be first every time I tune on here. Boxed In was pretty early. JC, Exotic Carfax official channel. To Coffrey, how you doing today? Lake Studio and H Green 1313. Oh, and Universal Key. What's up? What's up? A whole bunch of people in the chat today. I love it. I love it. Ah, man. Eric and Emily Summers, how you guys doing today? How you guys doing? There you go. Pop. There it goes. Guys, we've had a crazy week. So crazy, in fact, Harold's already left the room.
Oh, no,
That's
I'm still here.
I know, but it was more fun my way. Oh, Eric and Emily, that's awesome. You got your Sideshow Ghostface, man. That's a good figure, man. I actually like that one a lot. Let's see. Collector Chris, what's going on? How you doing? We're going to be talking about the Ecto 1 and all the Blitzway stuff coming up in a bit, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be getting into that. Doc, no, man, we can't go too early. We can't do that too early. Sean, how you doing tonight? And of course, Doc Smizzle, how are you doing today? So, man, so we've had a crazy week. A lot of people already picked through a lot of this. You know, we got Ahsoka. We had she's finally shipping. We have Gilgamesh. For some reason, Hot Toys decided Gilgamesh was a thing that we needed to visit now. And then J&D, or not J&D, but Queen Studios just flung their I can't think of the term, through their thingy in the ring. The thingy. What's a thingy? Through their hat
in the ring?
Towel, ball, I don't know. Something went into the ring.
No, you don't if you throw the towel, it means you're quitting.
They threw something into the ring. It's in there. Watch your step. There's Ahsoka. That's not the one that we're all expecting.
That's my stand-in. Yes,
that's your placeholder.
That's my placeholder. Exactly.
Placeholder. With the Ahsoka news, I already wore my Ahsoka shirt this week, so I had to, of course, do the opposite. I had to do the Maul shirt. Give that love to Maul, Clone Wars Maul style. But so let's just kick it off with the easy one, man. This is let's just start from the beginning. The first thing that happened this week was well, I don't know why this is even a thing. First thing that happened with Hot Toys this week is we got this announcement. I mean, for those who really want this character or this actor, I'm very happy for you. But where was Hot Toys thinking on this one? Harold, I haven't heard from you all week.
I mean, and honestly, and again, and it might be an unpopular opinion, but I did enjoy the movie. It's not up in my upper tier of Marvel movies. I like the direction that the movie's going now and getting off planet and kind of the direction that it's heading. And this is like its first step. It clearly was a movie that had way too many characters in it. And I think if they had probably half of them and condensed the story a little bit, it probably would have been received a little bit better. But I mean, the figure itself, I think is awesome. Again, I know there's a complaint of it not coming with a lot of things, but he doesn't really have a lot of things that he could have come with, I think.
He could have come with a pair of shoes, or actually somebody mentioned an apron. Apparently, yes. I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen the movie, but yeah, there was a scene where he's like cooking or something. He's got an apron on, so
that he that and a baby and a baby bib that can say Gilgamesh. So yeah, something like that.
I don't know,
but I think the sculpt is amazing. I mean, I think what they did. I mean, obviously in hand, it's to see how the costume works and how much you can push that. I mean, overall, I still think that looks great. So, again, it's not anything that I'll probably end up picking up as far as Marvel characters. I mean, I'm gonna try to stick to my Spider-Man and for now anyway. So I'm gonna try to avoid this one.
Rock on. Speaking of Spider-Man, I went ahead and got the digital edition, so I was able to watch No Way Home again.
Nice.
Instead of paying to see the movie 5 times in one day, where I'm not going to retain most of it, I waited. It wasn't too long, and I saw it the one time, in the theater, and now I own it, and I can watch it whenever I want to hit play. So, Lake Studio is asking you, Harold. H-Green, quick question. I always been curious, is the clone from your profile pic Clone Commander Devis?
I don't even honestly know that. I picked that up. It was from like a wallpaper and like a wallpaper app. And I'm honestly not even sure. I could take away my Star Wars card for that one, but that one I really don't even know.
Hand it over.
It's okay.
I'm done.
It's okay.
So there's only so much I've been able to retain. I'll blame it on my old brain.
So Cigars and Bacon, man. I know you're a fan of the actor that portrayed Gilgamesh, and for that reason, you're considering getting this guy. Go ahead and expand on that for us, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, because Don Lee's a huge actor in Korea, and I've seen a lot of his movies, and basically from the first time I ever saw the first movie, I've just, always thought he's a great actor. And the fact that Hot Toys is dropping this, I'm not a fan of the Eternals. So the only reason I want this figure is the body type works and the head sculpt for what I want to do. I want to recreate his character from Unstoppable. So I'm going to get this figure, but I'm just going to take all the clothes off and then put the outfit on that he wore.
You're going to take his clothes off?
From Unstoppable.
Buy him dinner first,
then
please.
I'll just have my Don Lee character.
Well, we got 17 tuned in right now, 18 tuned in right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We are going to be getting into some brand new information for the Blitzway Ghostbusters line. That is coming up here in a bit. But so we had Gilgamesh. His price tag, though, is really high. He's $270, $275. And I agree with Carlito, too. I mean, I liked Eternals, but I agree with what he's saying. But the thing is also, it just seems like they missed the mark on when to release this figure, completely. There's no wave anymore. It's like they went out with their surfboard and in the middle of a great set, got to the place where they're going to launch at, and now it's just flat. And they knew before they even put in the effort that it was going to be flat by the time they got out there. But they went out there anyway. I mean, maybe wait.
Look at the head sculpt, though. I think the delay was because they were literally fine-tuning this head sculpt.
Right.
Well, they could have done something like they did with, Goblin and just blurred it out.
No, I'm cool.
But Cigars and Bacon, like you're saying about the actor himself, but if you look at the likes that got on either Instagram or Facebook as compared to even the Ahsoka, I mean, it had, 5,000-10,000 more likes even than that. So obviously overseas, it's a popular character, I'm sure, or actor. And I'm sure he'll probably have a big push from that. So, I mean, I think it's something that will sell. I mean, probably not, Mandalorian kind of numbers, but it's going to sell. So
I'm completely fine with the fact that they've made him and the fact that, that there people, of course, want him. This is not my point. My point is that they just completely missed the mark on the launch for this.
Right.
It's just crazy. It just feels like it was like they were... they just missed the bus, and then they decided to hop on some other bus going some other direction. But they went there anyway, and
they're starting to head that way with Hawkeye too, because those are figures as far as Marvel that I would probably pick up, and so and they haven't even done those yet. I would rather have seen those than him. Even if he eventually came out, that's fine. But there's definitely some probably higher numbered items.
Bishop figure, and a Yolana from Hawkeye.
Right.
I wouldn't mind like a 2-pack of those two, particularly like the apartment scene where they're having this sriracha noodles there.
Right.
Just that little scene there would be great. Lake Studio though, he says No Way Home, Toby and Andrew released by 2030, 4 months later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, true stories.
Oh, and by the way, I did look up. That is. Basically, this is just like a shot of Commander Devis.
Okay.
And it's basically the same shot, but whatever type of background that they did for that wallpaper. So that is who that was.
Cool.
So.
I'm just excited because now I get to make my own Kit Bash Don Lee.
Dude,
I'm excited for this figure.
Like I said,
it's an awesome
glad
sculpt.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're putting in that representation, of course, because Hot Toys really fall short in representing everybody, which is unfortunate. But this is a great example where they're making sure they're getting somebody else out there, and just instead of your more represented, ethnicities, you're getting somebody else. So this is awesome. And Don Lee is a great one to use. I mean, he's big time person to use actually. So Carlito, though, he says they should have released Icarus first.
Don Lee.
If you want Icarus, why don't you could just buy like a 3-0 Rob Stark or something, and kid him out. So, but yeah, JC does mention, he literally comes with nothing. He just comes with a stand and some hands.
It's definitely that future inflation pricing that you can see coming. That's just obviously not going to get any better. So, I'm sure that's a part of it too. But
given the price of gas, I mean, when they're making plastic, you need petrol to make plastic. That's another problem. And with fuel prices, the expensive they are.
Yep. But container prices, I just posted that earlier in the private chats that container prices have gone up like in the last week. Last week it was at like $16,243 per container. And as of last night, it is now at $16,972 per container.
That's a
and
big
they're
hike.
Projecting that within the next 2 weeks, it's going to jump even more. Then they're saying it's going to go to 18,000 plus per container. So expect delays.
Man, at some point it's going to be more cost effective to just have it flown over, depending on how much you're sending. And
air
actually,
freight has gone up too. Air freight in 1 month went up 547%.
Damn. But no, I mean, back to Gilgamesh though. He's a fine figure. I'm concerned what his suit is made out of though, and what kind of upkeep is going to be involved with that. Going from what's on his arms here, you got something like a pleather. It might be more like a Spider-Man kind of suit material, like the advanced suit Spider-Man kind of material, which kind of handles like that, and that's not really pleather.
It reminds me of the Hawkeye Endgame material on Ronin, where it kind of looks like pleather, but it's not.
It looks like it has like a little bit of a texture in it too, but it's just like focused out and like up closer to like the shoulder. You can still see a little bit of a texture in it, but yeah, that kind of makes it look like a Spider-Man.
Doc Smizzle's weighing in, saying it's a vinyl suit like Captain Marvel, probably. So that's possible. And this looks like it's a chest piece here. No, wait, that's got to be pleather because this is all one piece, part of this tunic here. This is all stitched together here.
I don't know. I'm taking all that off.
Jazzy, what's up? And then, of course, we got Harry.
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
What's up, Harry?
What's
Harry,
up,
man?
Guys? Cigars and Mr. Harold.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
You're just in time to weigh in on Gilgamesh, man.
Awesome.
Where are you at on Gilgamesh with this announcement?
Obviously, I'm not a big fan of the movie, but if I was going to get anybody from the movie, it would be Gilgamesh and Mercari. Yeah, so I think as far as this figure goes, he looks great. The head sculpt is spot on. The suit might have a few problems with articulations, but overall, if you like the movie, I would say go with Gilgamesh. He's probably the best part.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say even if you don't like the movie, if you like the actor, then you get it.
Yeah.
Don Lee is the man.
He's awesome.
All right. So there you guys have it. Cigars and Bacon's all about Don Lee.
Don Lee's great.
And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. He unfortunately, this is a figure that I can leave and not really worry about, because as much as I like the movie, which just kind of middle of the road, better than Dark World, of course, but not a real high Marvel movie for me. I I have to pick and choose my battles, particularly when I have an Ecto 1 coming. So
That's true.
I
Very
gotta
true.
pick and choose, and this is just one that I can't pick or choose. Just gotta leave them alone. But Thena, Angelina Jolie is got a Carfax pick. That's who he's gonna go with if he's gonna pick one. So
Well, and it makes sense that they release these two because I mean it's like most of the
True.
characters are kind of paired up in a
Yeah.
way that it would make sense for them to have certain ones released
because in the movie he was kind of her keeper. He was like
Mhm.
making sure that
Right.
she was doing good. I don't want to spoil it any more than that, but so yeah, it does make sense now that you mention it. It's something I didn't really put together at first. But so that's the first thing Hot Toys announced this week. And then later that evening, we finally got the announcement that our girl has dropped. And
See, Harry, I got mine in. I don't even need to get the hot toy. I'm good.
Yeah, that's way better than the Hot Toys.
I love this shot of her because it shows you the subtle ways in which you can manipulate her Leku. You know how they got it kind of turned in here a little bit to follow the outfit and to follow the motions. I'm a little concerned about this. You see the seam line here on her arm though?
Yeah.
What is up with that?
I think they usually have the seam lines on the.
I don't know.
I
don't have any Hot Toys figures that have.
I can check my Ray. I see it.
Yeah, that's a
I've
good.
never noticed it.
Yeah, but I hadn't noticed it until now either. There's a seam line there. This is why I like to save the pictures to my desktop and have my own little control over it, man. Because you can really see that. And I'm still trying to figure out what this material is. I'm hoping it's not pleather. It doesn't look like it now.
It doesn't look like pleather, yeah.
It wasn't like I was trying to zoom into the breastises or anything. I was trying to see the suit. I promise.
Yeah, I promise. Trust me.
I promise.
I mean, the Ray definitely has a seam line, but it's like taking my flashlight from my phone to shine on it to even notice it.
Okay.
So I think it's the way that it's lit and in that photo, and I'm sure like obviously if you were doing a photo, I mean you can see it there too, but if you had to like clone out like around it or something just to get it,
just
like
you rubber stamp that out. I mean, it's just gonna be annoying because you got to
it's super.
angle.
I say it's on this figure. It's very subtle, but it's a flesh tone too, which is different than hers being that brighter, a little bit more orange color. So yeah.
Me, I mean, I've pre-ordered one of these, but I'm really considering the second one. Harry, I haven't talked to you all week, man, about this. What do you think?
I am definitely picking her up for sure. I'm not gonna pre-order her though, so I'll wait until she's out, and then I'll pick her.
You got a local shop that you can trust to get it in or something? Are you gonna try to order from Sideshow?
I'm just gonna get it from Sideshow. I mean, they're not too far away from me. I mean, they used to be closer, but now they're a little bit further away. But I think it should be fairly quickly.
So why don't you just go ahead and buy it now, and that way it just shows up, and you don't have to worry about it possibly selling out before they get it in stock. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that is always a concern for me.
Yeah, and it's Ahsoka. She's super popular, so
yeah. And it was mentioned this is the only time you're going to get a Clone Wars Ahsoka. The rest of the time it's going to be a Rosario Dawson.
I'm for sure picking it up. I mean, it looks amazing, and the eyeballs rolling eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I usually look for. It's so expressive just by moving like the eyes like a little bit. So
just a little bit.
Yeah. I am hearing some negative things from some people, so I'm not really sure what's going on.
Oh, such as? Go ahead and expand on it, man. Share.
Apparently the clothing is not the best quality and some of the joints are not the best. That's what I'm hearing. But,
can you expand on that clothing quality, you think? Because I was just looking at that shirt, wondering if
apparently some of the lines are printed on not too well, like the silver lines on the body. Yeah, those silver lines on her.
Like these here?
Apparently, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But yeah, I don't know. I need to have it in hand. Yeah.
What was that? Like a silk screen onto the material, right? These silver lines.
I think so.
You do have to worry about if that screening worked. I mean, this looks like maybe a possible flake here. If you look at it and right here.
Yep.
See if we can find some other pictures where I can get a closer look at it. I mean, regardless, if I have to fix it with a silver Sharpie, I will. But
yeah, But
I'll
either way,
consider it battle damaged. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's something I think I would normally freak out about that probably 2-3 years ago, but now I'm like, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But
And also, it's Clone Wars Ahsoka. He's got to have her.
Right.
Oh yeah. You gotta have it. See, those little blemishes don't seem to be there now. This could be a different figure, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they did have some issues with seeing creases in the arms as well, where the elbows fold up. But you can see a crease here from the bend articulation.
Yeah.
Again, this is one of the reasons why I make sure to pull it up on here. What's up, Jazzy? Oh wait, I already said hi to Jazzy. I'll say hi to you again. Exotic Carfax, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, of course. Appreciate it. But the other thing that I saw with MRC did a review of this figure is he accidentally unclasped this, or he said he broke it, but I think he actually unclasped it. I think he
broke it. He
actually broke it.
He was testing the twist on how far it could twist, and it snapped because you could literally hear it pop in the video.
Yeah, but like my Predators, they have the plastic armor and stuff, and they snap together at some of the joint areas of the armor. So I was just wondering if that actually snaps together as the belt.
Well, what it looks like it was glued. It's glued on, and I think what it is he twisted it so much that, because I mean you can see that. I mean, if they did use glue there, they didn't use a whole bunch, obviously. I think what happened, he just probably popped it off, and he just has to re-glue it back. But I mean, from what I heard is he gets sent his figures, and Hot Toys wants him to test like how much stress they can take. Yeah.
Okay.
So
he had done that with his. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. His I think it was the Death Watch Mando. It was the chest armor. He was like pushing, and I could see it. I'm like, that's gonna break, and it was just glued on. So like he definitely puts him through the ringer a little bit more than the other reviewers for sure. So I agree with you there.
From what I was told, like he's encouraged by Hot Studios to do it because they want to see how much stress their figures can actually take. And I mean, heck, if Hot Toys is giving them figures to stress test, that's awesome.
Yeah, good for us.
Send some my way.
Yeah, right.
Well, Lake Studios would like to address the likelihood of the arms tearing. And before we get into that, though, real quick, Exotic Carfax, of course, F in the chat for all the Yachiro lovers in the house, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Put those Fs in the chat. I don't know what that even means, but I'm doing it anyway. So you go. So we'll go with that. The arms tearing, how likely? I mean, I think your environment's going to really play into that. Like if you got a lot of humidity you got to deal with in its storage, you may have to worry about it. But I think if you keep it in a relatively controlled environment, you should be okay. And of course, be careful as you pose her. And as always, make sure you take care of your products. This is what you'd want to use on her arms, is this Shinetsu grease here. That's going to help keep that moist.
I think a lot of the concern has to deal with the elbow bend too, because a lot of people are scared that if they keep it bent for just even a short period of time, that they're going to get that Harley issue where the elbows start to have the tear just from keeping it bent for a little bit. A lot of people are worried that that's what's going to happen with this figure as well.
Well, I think if you put the grease on it, it should keep that from happening. Now, it won't keep you from not getting a crease on the arm, but you put the grease on it. Don't take this to the bank or anything. It's just, I mean, I'm going to try it with mine. But I think if you put the grease on it, you can hold the pose for a day or two and not have to worry about it. If you so want to, but I'll test it on mine. You know, I'll do that with mine. But I'm pretty sure the grease is going to keep that rubberized whatever body issue where at the elbows, keep that moist enough where it doesn't pull on the material and cause it to rip over time.
You know what I've also started to do is to just buy like really cheap bodies with seamless arms and just take them apart and just repaint them and just use them as like a temporary solution, and then keep the actual Hot Toys arm kind of safe for the time being. Mm-hmm. I did that with my Gamora, the Guardians 2 Gamora. She has like jointed elbows, so I was like, you know what, I prefer seamless arms, so I just bought a cheap body painted the arms and just replaced them.
But what would you use to paint that would hold onto the
I
silicone
actually
of-
just
of
used the
TV League?
I actually used dye. I think
Okay.
like silicone dyes. So I just took some green, and just rub it on the arm, and it doesn't come off. So
Oh, may have
Yeah.
to look into that for a Fison
yeah,
body.
that's actually a pretty neat trick for that, I think.
Worst case scenario, I'll make my own Rebels version and put that head on a Rebels outfit
Yeah.
or something. There's a few more chats here. Let's see. Exotic Carfax was speaking up a bit here. It says MRC broke Golden Armor Wonder Woman as well, and Pennywise. I don't know how you managed
Jeez.
that one, but right. And yeah, I'm aware what the Yachuo are. The race of predator species, commonly referred to as Yachuo, the predators, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, Carlito. I wish Hot Toys would improve on the durability of their seamless bodies and joints. TV League bodies are a lot better, but unfortunately, TV League probably has the patent for that, and that's why Hot Toys can't get to it without spending more money on getting that technology. I don't know.
TV League bodies do break too. I've gotten
Yeah.
a few that does crack, and the joints do kind of get loose and break. So it's still not the best.
Lake Studios is complimenting your balls, sir.
Thank you.
He says that's risky, man.
I fortunately have my balls still.
That's awesome. I mean, her outfit is not something I'd be like looking forward to pulling off her just switched bodies. That looks like an outfit that would be a problem to deal with. So I think as far as I'd go is if the wrists are gauntlets that go over the forearm, then you can move those. You can take the hands, and but you're gonna be stuck. I think the boots are. No, they go over the legs, so you could put all that onto a Fison, but I'm pretty sure the gauntlet's actually part of the arm. I think they're sculpted into the arm.
I'm not sure.
This part isn't, but this blue or whatever this is.
That'd be kind of weird. Think it's glued on?
I don't know.
Actually, the left arm, is there a gap like up at the?
You can kind of see the gap, yeah.
There's a gap.
Yeah,
there,
that is
maybe a little
possible.
bit.
Then it might be one of those gauntlets that free float around. All right. But yeah, so you can body swap it and just give her like a Rebels costume or one of the other Clone Wars costumes, and put her on a Fison body if you so choose. I don't know what this pose is here. I think this would look great if she didn't have a lightsaber, but with a lightsaber, it looks like she's going to put on her shoulder and saw her arm off. So it kind of bothers me, that pose. True story. Exotic Carfax, TB League bodies stain really easily. Always use mild soap and warm water to clean up after those intense posing sessions. Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Well, good to know. I can't say that I've been there, but good to know. Thank you, Exotic Carfax. So these are Hot Toys' first big announcements since the fight has begun. And when I say fight, I am talking about
in
our aka Queen Studio Joker. This is an insane piece, and this is all you get from the first tier. That is the sculpted hair on here, and you have different options, different tiers to get with this figure. You got sculpted, you have rooted, and then you have a 2-pack that I think you can get either sculpted or rooted. Is that correct? Anybody know for sure?
Yes.
You get both.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, I don't have the prices on hand though, but I know it's like $300 for the base sculpted version. It's like $300.
$290 for the solo, $560 for the sculpted 2-pack, $940 for the rooted 2-pack.
Jeez.
What about just rooted solo, or is there no such thing? Is it just rooted?
There's
2-pack?
no rooted solo.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
yeah, if you want rooted hair, you have to get the 2-pack, and it's pretty much $1,000. Game
It
over,
is an
because you are going
investment.
to have to. You are going to have to buy this from some reseller to get it in the U.S. because it is only licensed for China, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Spec Fiction
Fiction,
here in the States will be
Yeah.
carrying it Monday.
Yeah, but they're not. They're reselling it. They're not able to get it.
No,
just
they're a distributor for Queen Studios.
Wow.
Are they? Wow. Nobody tells me nothing.
They're the only right now that I can find. Spec Fiction is the only company that gets like Queen Studios when they're region locked. the
Mhm.
items, Spec Fiction is like the only place that is actually able to get them.
Wow. Okay.
Real quick on the Ahsoka,
Uh,
real quick, CT603 says you just pulled the trigger on second Ahsoka and upgraded their Anakin to the set with the staff. That's awesome, dude. That is
he's
awesome.
man.
enabling me because
Good
I didn't
man.
want that stat, but now I want that. Stat.
Now you
Yeah,
want it
I
because you want
got
to
the
put
staff.
Ahsoka on the staff, right? Not Anakin.
I got the
Mm.
staff.
Damn.
All right, what were you going to say about the Joker, though? You were about to speak up, and
Who, me?
I shut you down. Yeah, I thought you were going to speak on the Joker. Or if you weren't, let's go ahead
Well,
and
no,
speak
no,
about it.
no. It's good. No, the thing I see with this and the quality and I mean, it's amazing. What I see is what I'm going to be scared of is Lord of the Rings figures down the line. So like with Aragorn and Legolas and obviously the Gandalf that they're probably going to have. So, yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
All right, Boxed In's got a question here. Oh wait, where are we at? Yeah, Boxed In. I gotta go back up though. Boxed In is asking: Has Queen Studio said anything about articulation? These plug-in arms, scream single joints. This is a great picture to tell you right here. He's
Looks
got
double.
double joints because you would be able to grab the jacket like that with a single joint.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking he may also have butterfly joints in the shoulders. Let me see. Bringing the arms in like that probably as well.
Right.
Now, I'm looking for any other shots here that can tell us here any more information.
And obviously, from a photography standpoint, to have the hands and the forearms like that without any joints, exposed joints, is just that's amazing. I mean, imagine like a Grand Moff Tarkin that is an amazing looking figure, but when you see him posed and his sleeves are down, and you see that big wrist peg, it's just like no.
So here to get this bend this close to get that angle, that looks like a double joint bend as well. Now with the arms though, you are going to run into a problem with the seamless arms. I mean, they're great in concept, but you only now have a handful of posing choices. That's it. These are forearms though.
It looks like the gloved hands at least might have some articulation, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if how that works. Do the gloves go
interesting
on top of the? I mean, how does that work?
Might be two other arms with wrist joints.
Like what's on him?
Pegs for this for this set it looks like, and then if you do bare arms, then you know with the other shirt, then you get the arms. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Let me go back up real quick. Exotic Carfax, one single sculpted, two sculpted, or two rooted are the only options. If I were to get one, it's going to be sculpted. I can't afford the rooted one, period. It won't be an issue for me. Jazzy, so what time of the U.S. for POs tomorrow? That's a good question as well. Do you have any information?
Well, on the East Coast, China's 13 hours ahead of us. So 9 p.m. our time, I think.
So tomorrow night around 9 p.m. Now, will we have to pay in full with Spec Fiction, or is there payments?
11 p.m. I don't know. Spec Fiction offers 3 options. You have pay in full, deposit, then pay when it ships, or you can do flex pay where you pay every month through partially. But with partially, you still have to put a down payment down. But they're flexible. Like they'll set the minimum, but you can put more down, which will bring your monthly payments down. And you have the option of choosing 2 months to 12 months to pay it off. They're really flexible, and you can work with the basically their app to get what you want to pay every month.
Now, there was some discussion also. Let me get through some of the chat before we lose it. But Boxed In was asking, has Queen said anything about the articulation? We were just going over that.
Yeah.
Lake Studio, I really want a Joker, but I'm not sure if I want to pay $300. I like Joker, but I don't know. Might wait for a Hot Toys version. Might be cheaper. I'm really hard pressed to think Hot Toys is going to bother after this has come out.
If Hot Toys drops it, it's going to be close to the same price.
Yeah, it would be the same price. It won't be much less. They're going to throw a whole bunch of cheap plastic accessories to make it seem like it's worth that $300. So that's what they're going to do. CT603, or like P-Rock finds someone to split the 2-pack rooted. Each person gets a rooted figure. Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah, most people want
Could
the
work.
Joker
Could
with the
work.
coat. They don't want the Joker with the interrogation scene.
Yeah. Commander Crook, what's going on? What's going on? Maniac UK, there must be a set with pegs to fit the glove hands. Yeah, we were just going over that. Thank you, sir. And yes, good evening. CT603, or get it, sell the other rooted, which is pretty much what P-Rock and CT603 were saying. And then I have 9 Heath Jokers, and I'm still pretty early. Jesus. Right. All right.
Really
then.
likes Joker.
Well, and you never want to say anything's an investment because a lot of people say that's not going to be guaranteed, but being their first figure and the way that it looks, it's definitely something down the road that you'd more than likely get your money back, if not more than double it. So
Yeah.
This is the Hot Toys DX11, the 2.0, the Joker that everybody wanted up until this was just announced, and I think a lot of people are caving and going this route now. Even though this is just one of the 2 figures, if you get the 2-pack, you get both figures. You still get these accessories, and you also get this piece of the jail cell and the bench that you can sit him on. So you don't get the interrogation room though, which is a nice little added bonus that Hot Toys had, was that interrogation room, because there was a lot of scenes you could set up. But I mean, this is the sculpted hair here.
Yeah, that looks great.
I mean,
their 2-pack is literally 2 of their statues. Like the way they have the coated one posed, they literally have a quarter scale statue like that. The interrogation scene, they have a 1/3 scale statue. So I'm wondering if that was how they were able to keep the license, because they're basically using the same base and background that their statue had. Instead, they're just giving it as a 1/6 scale figure. So I'm wondering if that's how they were able to keep the license, because they were using the same type of, because when a company makes, you have multiple, like let's say Hulks, you'll notice that each statue has a different pose, or it's from a different comic line. It's because they get the license for that, like let's say comic line, or to do that pose that's recreating a scene. That's the license they get. So I'm wondering if Queen was just able to extend the license and just switch it over to 1/6 scale for them to continue with it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's very hard to say for sure. Carlito's asking, do you think the sculpted version will do well in the resale market? Essentially, do you think which ones do you think is going to be the most desirable, the sculpted or the rooted hair version of this figure?
Rooted.
I personally am going to go.
It's rooted.
Yeah, it depends on
The
what
rooted
one looks
with
like.
Queen Studios is the ones that always sell out quick and first. Like when they did the quarter scale Joker with the grenades exposed, they did 2 versions, sculpted hair and rooted hair. The sculpted hair was $740. The rooted hair was $1,400. The rooted hair sold out in Spec Fiction in under a day.
Wow.
These figures are going to be pretty well articulated now that I'm looking further at it. I mean, yeah, you get these forearms, but these I'm sure are going to be able to twist on their peg that they're hooked in through. The only problem is you're not going to be able to maneuver the wrist, so you're going to get lost there. But you're going to get full elbow. At least you should get the full elbow range. Probably a bicep twist, I'm thinking, and or a butterfly joint in the shoulders. And it looks like it's double jointed in the elbows, so you do have a good range, but your hands are, if you use those hands, you are locked into that pose and that angle that wrist is tilted in. So if you bend the arm funny, you're gonna have like this or something, and that's not gonna look right. You're gonna be like, my eyes. Just going for that, but
now the cool thing though is what I didn't realize until somebody had said it. I think yesterday I'd heard it about the bases, and the feet have magnets, and the bases are magnetized, so that you don't have a crotch grabber.
That's
an
cool.
Interesting concept. But I have a statue that's like that, and she'll stand, but you push her, she's gonna fall. So you'll have that. It's not gonna be 100%.
Interesting though,
because your contact area on the feet is only but so much.
Right.
Unless you got like an electromagnet down there, it's probably gonna top heavy wise. You're
Uh,
gonna be
Plus,
I
if
don't
the
know.
joints are
Usually,
loose,
I
it's
mean,
going
it's
to
Queen
tip.
Studios.
Right.
Queen Studios, they have like with their statues, they have magnets, and I would assume that they would be using the same magnets for their statues to keep their statues in place that they would use for this figure. Because I mean, a bunch of my statues have the magnet system, and once they lock in, they're in.
So CT603 was talking about the someone suggested the figure on the bench can't stand, but this would be the body that would be on the bench here, although, and that's the sculpted hair version. So
that looks like it's just the other body with the coat taken off.
That's very possible too. You may have one that can just sit then by itself. That'd be weird.
Yeah, why would you need that?
That would be weird. I mean, I hope not. I hope both of them can actually pose.
I mean, hopefully we'll have the full
figure and a
workup
half.
on what we're getting, tomorrow when they actually go live. You get the full set of pictures besides this and give you a better idea of what's going to happen. Because these are some questions I would like to have answered before I actually put money into it. I don't want to. Don't want to just put money into it because this doesn't tell me enough. So the product name, Dark Knight Return or Dark Knight Joker, 1/6 collectible figure. So it says figure. Product materials: metal alloy, PVC, ABS, and fabric clothing. 12 inches tall. Product accessories: single figure, sculpted head sculpt, purple overcoat, suit, circular base, left gloved hand ×4, right gloved hand ×4, left hand ×2, right hand ×3, Glock 17 pistol ×1, Glock 17 magazine ×1, switchblade, model 76 submachine gun ×1, model 76 magazine ×1, grenades ×5, purple trip cord with metal pull ring ×1, miniature playing card ×1. So you only get one card? Or is that a deck?
One deck, I would assume.
Dollar bill set
there's
×1.
There's a couple of cards
because
in the photos and some of the like the photos that I post on Facebook, he's holding different cards. So I'm thinking it's like a deck of cards.
Yeah. So these are things that aren't quite answered yet. CT603 and Lake Studio. We are assuming that you get two whole figures. I mean, for that price. But it could very well be just a second head sculpt, and if that's the case, that $500 some odd, even for the
no. Queen Studios
figures.
and InArt confirmed it that it was two separate figures.
Okay,
yeah, that makes sense.
And yes, you can take the overcoat off.
figures?
Yeah, you can take the overcoat off because if you buy the solo figure, obviously you're not going to have the sitting pose thing, but they give you the arms. Obviously with the solo figure too. So yeah, you could take the coat off so that way you can recreate, your prison scene on your own if you want.
Yeah. All right. Good point. Good catch there. Emily and Eric and Emily Summer. That's cool with the suspenders. None of my other figures have them. Nice detail. It is actually good detail. Let's see if they even show you the suspenders though. Doesn't look like they are going to show us.
Does he mean the chain? Because that's his chain.
No, that's a chain. That's not suspenders. He wears suspenders underneath the vest, I think.
Yeah.
But you really can't tell though from any of these angles. I love this shot of him too. That's great.
That's a nice shot.
I'm gonna have some fun with this figure. Now, I was on the fence personally about getting it, and it's just gonna be all about whether or not you find the money to do it. Jazzy, they have not. I don't know. Cigars, do you have any information on that?
No, they haven't. People asked if it was an articulated figure, and they said yes, it's a fully articulated figure.
Okay. Because I missed a few streams, man. I apologize, but I haven't been able to keep up with it. Carlito says, do you think Hot Toys will try to compete as far as figure quality if these Queen Studios figures end up being a lot superior, or just stick to what they do at a lower price range? I personally don't think that Hot Toys wants to branch out much further than where they're at. I think they've got a nice quality product for the price they're making, but I'm sorry, I got distracted by my phone. I think they got a nice quality for what they're actually putting out. So if I were them, I'd probably just try to stay in my lane and not let this affect me. But they are raising their prices as well, so their lane might be getting kind of narrow. What do you guys think? Let's start with CMB. What is this delivery update?
I see. I don't know. The only thing I don't see them changing prices, but I think this is healthy competition, and if anything, it'll just make Hot Toys work harder as far as like head sculpts and their figures and things like that, like by pushing it to their limit just to try and keep up with Queen Studios. Granted, they're two different price ranges, but this is like a new contender to the 1/6 scale industry. So, I mean, just like any other business, if you have competition, in order to succeed, you have to compete. If you don't, you fall behind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much.
And then, given the current global market and the economy and shipping and all that, I mean, Hot Toys are going to have to raise their prices, and I'm sure later on, Queen Studios, everybody's raising their prices. They have to, because the cost of everything is going up.
Mm-hmm.
Make a shout out to Lane Kramer, who's in the chat today.
What's up, Lane?
Let's see. So we got Maniac UK. It's one standard sculpted hair, 2 figures sculpted, and 2 figures rooted. Yeah, okay. And CT is saying the shirts and the socks are fire on there, of course. And Maniac, and of course, is commenting. Apparently, Will's going to have John from Queen Studios on the stream tomorrow, or maybe that's nice. 2 Mars. I don't know.
I think tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I think too. CT603 of anything. Maybe just add another series for rooted hair figures for Hot Toys to do. That's possible as well, but I think their factory is set up in such a way that they're just going to keep pumping out, because they can pump out numbers. That's where Hot Toys is really going to win. That, and nobody else has got the Marvel license yet, or Star Wars license.
And with rooted hair, Queen Studios does it differently. Like Hot Toys uses doll hair, so like a machine, glues it on in huge batches, like a big old patch of hair here and here until they get the look. Queen Studios, they actually punch in by hand every single piece of hair into the head sculpt. They don't glue it on, they actually punch it into it by hand, one at a time.
That's great.
Well, Lane's chiming in saying he's probably going to get a rooted hair solo figure, saying that he can afford that particular route. That's awesome, dude. I don't think rooted hair is worth that much to me, man, to be pigeonholed into one figure where I can get 2 figures for about the price of, a 2-pack of Hot Toys. So.
I'm getting the 2-pack sculpted. I don't like dealing with rooted hair. Granted, the rooted hair looks amazing, but I just don't like dealing with it. So
and really, what it was pointed out to me in another stream was that I think it actually can work out to be cheaper if you just later have it customized to really root it by somebody else, somebody you might trust to do rooted customization. Just having that after the fact, root it via a customizer might be a cheaper option than buying the pack or 2-pack with the rooted hair. That's what I was hearing. I mean, I haven't had anything sent off to do personally, so I can't say for sure. Harold, man, are you getting this figure? Either of them? Any of them?
No, I'm probably not. I mean, and I think it is. I think it's great for the competition part of it, like Cigars and Bacon was saying too, because it's like I look at it. The only thing I can kind of compare it to is like in 1/12 scale is Black Series and SH Figure Arts. It's like SH Figure Arts are more expensive. They are, I would still consider them a lot better, but there's sometimes they miss the mark. And Black Series of that version of that figure are better too. But obviously, 80% of the time, 80, maybe more than that, they're probably going to be way, way above, the Black Series. So if somebody's willing to spend that money and it's a character that deserves to be made and, people are going to want, like, I think that part of it's great. So, and have those opportunities.
By the way, guys, we got 30 in the watching right now. Let's hit those like buttons, man. Let's get corresponding with the likes. But shots fired by Exotic Carfax. Lane Kramer is going to be the first person to show his Copa version. But he said he was going to get the rooted version.
Medic.
But yeah, Lane just wants a figure to put with his DX-19 and his Catwoman with the purple coat on. So I can get that. I can get that. And then Lane retorts, of course, will bleep you. So Harry, man, are you getting either of these or both? Or what
I'm actually not getting any because I don't have anything from this line, so it wouldn't really make any sense for me to just have a Joker. And I might get crucified for this, but he is still not my favorite version of the Joker. So yeah.
Who is your favorite version of the Joker?
I don't have one yet. For me, it's Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is my favorite
I can hear
version.
people sharpening their
Yep.
lighting torches right now. I can already hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it too. But yeah, I just have to be honest.
Right,
Mark Hamill
I
is
can get behind that.
my Joker. So
We're gonna get you a can of white paint and get you one of those milk drinking Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker figures. I hear they're pretty cheap, and we'll let you paint that one up. Get some green hair and let you paint that one up.
You might
Cigars
have
and
to go
bacon.
into witness relocation for that.
Cigars and bacon. You've already fessed up. You're going to be getting this the 2-pack sculpted. I'm considering it.
Yep.
I'll have to, of course, work that out if I'm going to do that. But it's something I'm interested in. I would love to get the rooted hair, but I can't say another $500 more when you think shipping, everything involved, $500+ more to get rooted hair is just that's just insane.
If I put money into hair, I'm putting it on my head, not
right. I'm gonna join the hair
put
club.
that 500 right here.
Hair in my head, exactly.
rooting my own head.
Yep.
But Bugman says the 1/6 scale 2-pack might not be individually hand punched. I have some hair 6 scale that in glued on in small patches that look like this Joker. All right, rock on. Lane, okay, you had wrote sculpted. My bad. All right, I'm trying to multitask here, Lane. I'm sorry. Exotic Carfax, I'm going to pair this Joker with my Harley Quinn. Rock on. Mario,
Nice.
What's going on, man? What's up? Hey, fellas, can't stick around, but wanted to stop and say what up. Awesome. Well, you're gonna miss the
What's
Blitzway
up?
news. We're gonna have some exclusive Blitzway Ghostbusters news, but that's okay. Catch it on rewind. We are getting to that. But it's gonna be last, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make sure everybody's here to hear it. Exotic Carfax. Yeah, exactly. I read that one. CT603. Lots of Jokers to choose from. Mark is awesome in everything. He is.
Yes, he is.
My only gripe though is like his voiceover for the Joker sounds a lot like what was that other voiceover work he did? It was kind of a scarier character too. I can't. Oh, Skeletor. They sound almost exactly the same. What's Uncaged?
Uncaged
Otaku.
Thank you, Uncaged Otaku. I'm sorry, I stammered all over that. I'm horrible. But okay. So the teeth are grinding. Yeah. Let's see. Lake Studios. How fast do you guys think it would take if Queen Studios made 1/6 Darkseid Anakin Skywalker to sell out if they had the Star Wars license?
Oh my God.
Minutes?
Yeah.
Minutes.
But first, they have to get that
minutes.
license. And I don't think Disney's going to be handing out license like Warner Brothers does. Disney likes to be hands-on with their things. You'll see a lot of different Star Wars like plushies and everything else, but they like to control a lot more things than just hand things.
And
Warner Brothers, you can tell by their movies that they just kind of throw things at the fan and see what sticks. Whereas,
Well, they're very like picky about things too. I know that's been a big complaint with the Black Series. Like they don't have a lot of different like hand replacement hands to switch out and stuff like that. And people complain to Hasbro, and it's like I don't know where this came from, but it was actually somebody from Hasbro said it. That's a Lucasfilm like Disney thing in the contract. They only were like, and it might be so they sell more variations, which adds to the contracts and stuff like that. I think that's probably part of it too.
Oh, just a quick side note. Queen Studios also said that this figure is dropping this year.
oh wow, so they can get this out fast. That's crazy.
They said that the figure will be out in 2022.
Now, didn't they partner with Blitzway for that kind of bad looking Joker statue? Wasn't that Queen Studios?
No, that was Blitz. No, that was Blitzway in Prime 1.
Oh, Prime 1. Okay. You know which one I'm talking about though. The one where he's pretty much sitting down in his cell.
The one where Joker looks like he's like ODing on Percocet.
Yeah, he's like sitting there clapping. He's sitting there like this but clapping. Yeah, just
that is a Queen Studios 1/3 scale. I thought you meant the Prime 1 Blitzway Heath Ledger Joker where he's standing up like holding the card and he's smiling. But from the promo to the final product, it looks like Heath Ledger is literally like down 10 Percocets and he's trying to stay away.
Well, I'm a little concerned then, because if you said it's Queen Studios and Blitz, or Queen Studios is that sitting down one, I don't think it was a 3rd scale. I think it was like a 6th scale. Something. He was sitting. It's probably still on Sideshow's site. I can pull it up here.
If it's on Sideshow's site, that's the Sideshow premium format with him sitting down clapping. Because I have that one.
Okay, because I think every picture I've seen of that just makes it look bad. I don't know. I don't have it in hand.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you can tell it's Heath Ledger, but it's almost like they took Heath Ledger and like drew. You know how when you take a real photo and you draw over it to make it look like a cartoon or like a comic.
Yeah,
it's kind of like how the face ended up coming out. So you can tell it's Heath Ledger, but it just looks like a cartoonized, I guess, animated his face for the sculpt. But I mean, Sideshow's not really good at doing realistic head sculpts. They're good at comic and cartoon head sculpts.
All right.
As far as like I mean, they are getting better because the new Ahsoka Tano Rosario Dawson premium format that just came out for pre-order on Sideshow's website, that actually looks like Rosario Dawson. So they are improving on the realistic head sculpts.
Yeah, you just got to do that with the 1/6 scales, and maybe we'll have another competition.
If you guys want to see the Sideshow Joker, I can go upstairs and I'll turn the camera on and show you a close-up of his face.
I really don't need to see it again. You can ask the chat, though.
Okay.
Chat, if you guys want him to do that, speak up. Put an F in the chat now. But Bugman, you're saying after seeing the top of this hair version Joker, I bet this is glued on hair. You're talking about the rooted hair?
Rooted, yeah, I think so.
The only thing I could see is if maybe the main body of the hair is glued in and then the outsides are plugged, like whatever you would see, like from the, I'm pointing at my screen like anybody can see that. But anyway.
Are you pointing right there?
Over there.
That made absolutely no sense, and I caught myself, so that's cool.
By the way, Cigars man start heading upstairs, I guess. You get some F's.
I'm going.
And then Exotic can't follow. Oh, he already followed instructions, but he's like short. You get some F's. So.
Oh yeah, you got him.
You got him. I don't know what to say. I don't see any individual markings. They probably maybe just did a good job. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they just did too good of a job, Bug Man. I can't say. Let's see if we can.
He does look like he does. That's rooted.
Whoa.
That's rooted. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, we're already up there. Hold on, let me zoom in. Egad.
So you can see it's like him, but it's like cartoony.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude, this gives me flashback to my Sideshow Michael Myers figure, man, with that high, hairline there. That's crazy, man. That's just. I hope you're happy with that, because I really hate to put it down and you're not happy with it too, and just make you question your life.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with all my statues.
All right then.
Oh, dude, and I just look at it as a like you said, as a stylized piece. I mean, I think it looks cool.
All right, fair enough.
Those are all my Sideshows. My Prime ones are in the room with my Hot Toys.
Well, Exotic Carfax is calling it an and TT603 says it looks better when you pull back. So
yeah,
it looks better when I turn away, and when it looks better to me.
Well, like I said, it's like they went cartoony with it. So I mean, this was obviously when they still kind of sucked with head sculpts for realistic, but like I said, now it's getting better.
Exotic Carfax. He looks like he's clapping wet body like
I'm a big boy. I got my big boy pants on.
I did it all by myself.
But man, I've been zooming into these rooted hair pictures, and I just don't know enough about rooted hair on a figure. I don't have any figures with rooted hair to know what I'm looking for to tell you if they've glued it or not. I was trying, but I just don't have.
I bought.
Oh, are we showing more stuff? No? Okay.
No. The Joker statue that I showed you guys, that was the first statue that I ever bought.
And
As far as,
after
like,
having
big-
that, you
as
felt like
far
you
as
needed more
bigger.
statue?
What?
I kid. I'm kidding.
After that, yes. Yes.
All right.
I like it. Like I said, I mean, I understand that it's not the best head sculpt because, like I said, they made it look cartoony. But, I mean, I like it. The whole clapping scene for me thing is what sold me.
Well, at least that's not the Queen Studios one, because if that was, then I would definitely not be buying this figure when it comes out. So,
yeah.
I think I really like the sculpted hair, man. They did a great job on it. But again, I don't know enough about rooted hair to tell you about rooted hair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anybody have a rooted hair figure to kind of give us some more insight on whether or not they feel that's glued or if it's rooted like Queen Studios is known for rooting?
And those all have rolling eyes,
I don't have
too,
any
right?
rooted. Yep, they have rolling eyes.
All of them. Well,
all of them, everyone. All right, so that's the Queen Studios Joker. They've thrown down the gauntlet. The war has begun, and it's going to be an interesting time. I think what's really going to hurt these other distributors, though, when it all is said and done, or not distributors, but producers of figures, what's really going to hurt them is just not having any other license but Warner Brothers. I think that's going to be the most detrimental thing to it. Carlito says,
well, I can see them getting more licenses because Queen Studios has licenses with Marvel in their statues. So I'm wondering if Marvel sees how this figure does, if they'll go ahead and start giving them 1/6 licenses for the Marvel line. Because that's what Queen Studios got noticed with, was the DC Jokers and then their busts, they're like Iron Man, Spider-Man, all of that, Hulk.
All right. Carlito says it looks a lot better than my rooted Hot Toys. The rooted hair looked pretty good on it, in my opinion, from what I can tell in those pictures. But these, of course, are all, prototypes and or made to be shot to garner interest and all that happy stuff. So, boxed in, I think it's a lace front. I missed something.
Mr. Musashi has figures.
Yeah, Mr. Musashi, there you go. What up, everyone? I have a couple of custom 1/6 figures of rooted hair. They are a combination of glue and punched hair. But what were your thoughts, though, on this, though? As far as rooted hairs goes, does this look like it might be a combination of the two? Does it look like it's just done poorly with glued hair? Inquiring minds would like to know what you got for us.
Actually, since he said that, it could be both with theirs.
Yeah. And by the way, hi, Mr. Musashi. Lake Studio, of course, bringing out the fire, man. Predator or Terminator from Queen Studios would be amazing. Something I would buy from them is a 1/6 polished T800. Anyone else? Yes, an actual die-cast T800 in 6 scale instead of having to be forced to get a quarter scale to get a die-cast version. I would be all about that. I'd be all about it because mine's plastic. Mine's the original 1/6 scale, and it's plastic. It looks plasticky. It photographs better than that, but it looks plasticky in hand. But yeah, Mr. Musashi, tell us about the hair. All right, moving on. Cigars, man. You got some fire of your own, news-wise, don't you?
Yeah.
You gotta do you gotta get the breaking news.
Well, I was trying to buy some time for Mr. Musashi here, who just responded. But CT603, Hot Toys is under attack from all sides. Vehicles and figure quality over reacting while trying to maintain the amount of production could hurt them. And this is entirely true. I think Hot Toys is like, if you watch SixScaleMafia, he's all like, Howard Chan knows what he's doing. I think if he knew what he was doing, he wouldn't have teased that Hot Toys Batmobile until he had more in hand than just a tail end to look at. Because it doesn't say anywhere in that promotion that thing is coming. What's up, Loco Lu? But I think Hot Toys is kind of scrambling with all these other different sides, and I think they're still working up their attack plan in order to stay in the fight without having to really participate and just keep doing what they're doing. And I think that would be the best way for them to move forward. What do you guys think? Harry, you look bored.
No, I'm doing fine. Just chilling. What was the question again?
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Yeah, did you? I'm totally paying attention.
I was asking. Basically we're fielding CT603's question, man. You know, do you think that Hot Toys is going to overreact? How do you think they're reacting to this situation with all these other people jumping into the 1/6 scale? I mean, market. These reputable people.
It's honestly hard to say because I feel like what they're doing now is still okay, relatively speaking. They're raising the prices, but they are producing a lot of figures and a lot of lines. So let's say if all these new companies are jumping in, you're most likely going to get just 1, 2, 3 figures versus Hot Toys having a whole line you can collect. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
I think you might be onto something. I think one of the things that Hot Toys has got going for it right now is that they don't try to push out figures that year. Now, they've conditioned us to not expect a figure within the year. They've conditioned us to expect a figure if they announce it 2 years usually. You know, we're like, okay, then we start looking for it. So that's one of the things I think Hot Toys has kind of got a win on right now. And of course, they can produce more and more figures. So that actually helps deaden the disparity between, you know, that window, you know, putting your money in and getting a figure. Where Queen Studios and J&D, they look like, at least from what we're going with Queen Studios right now, it looks like they're going to try to promote a figure, make the figure, and get it out within that year. And that's, you know, great for a smaller house, but that's going to really squash their production runs and how many items they can produce at a time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, their warehouse or whatever, their people are going to have to work on that and only that, and then get it out and work on just moving that one product. So it's gonna severely hinder what their line is going to be at for the year, and I think it's going to severely, you know, it's going to be great for those collectors that want a figure now, but it's going to hurt for those that are waiting for other items for these people.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, you know, when are you going to make this? When are you going to make that? And they're like, well, we're already making 2 things this year, and you're going to have to deal with that, which is great, but that's going to give plenty of room for Hot Toys to just keep throwing things like, you know, vaporware, which in most cases, vaporware, they're not going to actually necessarily make, but in this case, they'll make most of them. You know, they'll actually put them up for pre-order, but they got time, which Queen Studios will not have because they're going to be announcing, producing, and getting it out within that year. They've cut themselves a lot of time that they could have had to really perfect this and build up clientele. Now, I'm going to expect that this window between announcement and figure release is going to get bigger. Once they get a figure or 2 out there to show what they can really do in the 1/6 market, I think it's going to slow down their production runs, and that might help them. And then I think Howard and team will hopefully have a plan in place to really step up. Harold, what are your thoughts?
What was the?
I didn't leave you anywhere to go, did I?
No, what was the question again?
It's right on the screen, man.
No, it's what you had said earlier. Kind of going back to what you said earlier, Maz, is about like them kind of staying in their lane. It's like, even I look at it obviously from a Star Wars standpoint, and I look at Sideshow. I mean, they're probably overpriced, but I love those animated figures that are coming out. So like, I would love that. And then obviously Hot Toys has, you know, their main line. Now, if we were lucky enough for Queen Studio to get Star Wars, I would love them to make a Chewbacca. Like, if now imagine them putting the time and development into that and getting a quality figure that everybody's complained about ones in the past. I mean, that's something that hopefully could become an option. I mean, it's fine to have, again, it's good to have a choice in like where you want to spend your money. So, and hey, and I look at it this way: if people are spending all their money on Queen Studios, and it frees up Star Wars figures for me, that I don't have to worry about people buying all those up. So,
well, in general, Hot Toys is pretty good at producing enough that you can usually get what you want, unless you completely sit on your hands and go, I'm waiting for it to go discounted bargain bin because the pawns are going first, and oh damn, it's gone.
Or more of the people that have had things that are on the secondary market that they're like, you know what, I need to get rid of this because I need to buy something from Queen Studio. So maybe I could be lucky enough and pick up some figures down the line. So
Cigars and bacon. Where you sit on this, man? Anything else you want to add to the Hot Toys war with the other 1/6 producers that are coming out of the woodwork?
No, you all three pretty much said what I was going to say, so it would just be a repeat.
All right, we'll move on then. Let me see. I didn't even get a chance to read what Mr. Masashi said. Let's see. This looks like a little of both. I'm a bit worried because rooted hair can vary a lot. It's all going to fall on the skill of the artist. It could be great, but it could also be bald quickly. Now, I know I saw another comment down below that kind of touches on this rooted hair thing. Mr. Musashi was saying I also have a 1/6 custom Willy Wonka, and by Eminem, I don't know who that is, coming, and the head alone has taken almost 8 months to complete because all the hair is punched with a very small quantity of glue just to help cure. So, yeah, unless Queen Studios got the manpower, punching all that rooted hair in is gonna take time. And if they're releasing this figure this year, they've either already been working on it, or they're not going to punch all of it. They're going to punch maybe towards the fronts and glue in the the middle where it really won't be noticed that you've glued versus punched there. It's just my thoughts on that. Any other thoughts?
You know what everybody's forgetting? Everybody's forgetting that J&D is also stepping into the 1/6 game.
Well, they're kind of letting us forget because they haven't said anything else since they were like.
We're sitting here running around about Queen Studios, but everybody forgot that J&D also announced that they're stepping into the 1/6 game.
Well, they need to throw something besides an announcement at us, man. They got to give us a trickle. They got to give us a little skin. Show us
I'm just
skin.
saying. So now we're going to have, you got third parties, you got Sideshow's 1/6 scales, you got Hot Toys. Queen Studios stepped into the game. J&D made their announcement.
Look at the little floof.
Yeah, they need to show us.
There's about to be a lot of healthy competition in the 1/6 game. People are going to have to bring their A game to the table.
Yeah, or they're going to have to suffer on the prices of the figures. They're going to have to be like, we're selling ours for $100, like Trick or Treat Studios, and you get what you pay for with those. Loco Lu, what's popping, man?
I can see J&D being a little bit more expensive, though.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, it looks like Lou says he's not going to be able to jump on the Joker, which Harley is laying claim to him, but that's great. I'm sorry to hear that. And he says, "What's up to H Green?" Exotic Carfax says Hot Toys is going to take an L on this one. Have you seen the Queen Studios Catwoman on Batpod 1/6 scale? Yes, there's statue for that. Although it is a statue, so there is that. What do you guys think? I'll go back to that. What do you guys think? Anybody? I'll let you guys choose the order. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
No, I feel the same way. With the statue being 1/6. I mean, yeah, granted it's a statue, but most people who are going to get the Catwoman were saying that when they get the Catwoman, they're going to put her on the Batpod like the Queen Studio statue.
Yeah. Harold, anything you want to add to it, or just let that lay where it is?
No, we'll let it. Yeah, no, that's good.
No stick poking the dead thing. Gotcha.
No.
Boxed in. They just had their big Batman event in Japan and no Batmobile in sight. This is what I'm talking about. Hot Toys. People didn't believe me. They're all saying the sky is falling. They showed us the ass end of a Batmobile. It's coming, guys. They didn't say it was even going to be for sale on their post. They just show you an ass end of the Batmobile on their page, and we all assume that they're going to make this thing. And it's, I tried to convince people, and it may still get made. I think it's going to be the second movie before they actually seriously consider making it, because they're going to get their R&D in, put in their license request, and then get it. And if they try to do that now, it's just going to move too slowly. It's just they're going to be too far behind the 8 ball. They're not going to be able to get it out before Jazz Inc. is even done, and really mess with their orders on that. So, yeah, Boxed In brings up a great point. The event there for Batman. What do you think, Cigars?
I think it's coming, man. I say never say never, because everybody said that there was no Ecto 1 coming, even though I was screaming for 6 months that it was, and nobody believed me.
I believed you on that. I'm just
saying,
anyway,
I think it's coming. I mean, they wouldn't have put out the effort on I mean, even with Euler's Workshop, he did a photo breakdown of it, and he was showing how you could see that it was a real product with the plastic inconsistencies, speckled paint, all that. He did a great breakdown on that. And with his evidence, I mean, it proves that there is a Batmobile, whether or not that's a prototype or that was a mock-up to get us to be like, oh, it's coming. Either way, it looks like there is one, and it's just being worked on. I mean, everybody also said the DeLorean wasn't coming, even after the Japan event. Oh, we give up. There's not going to be another DeLorean. We give up. And then what happened? They announced the DeLorean from Part 2.
Okay. So, with that in mind,
Even with the current climate of things are slower. So it's taking them a lot longer to get things, even prototypes, done so that they can announce it. So they might be stalled on that, and that's why we're getting so many of these, like Gilgamesh. Oh, it just came out, prototype. Why was it so late? There's so many things going on in Asia right now with everything that it is causing delays, and the delays are probably affecting even these prototypes from coming out when they need to be.
and in relation to this here that I got on the screen, they did the same thing with. We even got a video for this one.
We got a video for Thena too, and then no announcement for her for a while, and then all of a sudden she popped up for pre-order.
Okay, all right, good points all. All right, let's move on. Harry, you got any thoughts on it? Do you think they're going to actually put up the Batmobile?
I do agree with the cigars. I think they're gonna put it out. It's a Batmobile, so I think they're gonna do it.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys,
And
all
there's hype for vehicles now. I think everybody's kind of fired up about that. So I think that's a big point that they've noticed too, seeing all the love everybody's given to the other stuff. So,
all right.
And a quick thing, I think Hot Toys is going to make the Batmobile because Queen Studios announced that they were making a Batmobile from the Batman.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they're not going to make one.
Healthy competition.
Till the second movie, because this is going to be a trilogy. They've already announced that. I think we're going to see it in the second movie is when we'll see it. I don't think it's coming anytime soon though.
Yeah.
Darth Drez, how many pre-orders have Hot Toys got in the pipeline right now? I
Over
personally
100.
don't keep track of that.
Yeah.
But,
too many.
Over 100.
So yeah, I don't personally keep track of that. I'm not one of the people that I know how many I have in the pipeline. I don't know how many Hot Toys have got in the pipeline. Andre agreed. Hot Toys went a bit crazy with pre-orders, but they are very good at what they do. They shouldn't be concerned. Just focus on meeting the demand rather than fighting petty wars. And I agree. I think that they need to just stay in their lane, focus on their products, make sure they put out the best products for the price point that they're offering, and just keep going at it. Because if they continue to produce superior products for that price point, their Marvel license is secure. You know, they still have a license for these Disney movies, or not Disney, these Warner Brothers movies. I mean, they got Black Adam, they got Batman, they got Shazam license now, they got Flash license. They've advertised they have those licenses, so they're going to be coming. Not just Queen Studios, not just J&D. So they're secure so long as they continue to live up to their, everybody's expectations on the products. What do you think, Harold? Do you think they're secure, or do you disagree?
I mean, absolutely. I think it's like any company in this world where somebody produces anything that's the same or similar to those items. I mean, just do to the best of your abilities and exceed that. Obviously, you want them to continue to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still so many things they can push, even at what they're probably charging for now. With the prices that are coming up, there's still ways that they can improve just to keep people on board. So, yeah, I think they're fine. I mean,
all right.
I mean, their numbers might slow down. Maybe they might not produce as many figures through the year. So,
all right, guys, we got 35 watching. Let's get those like buttons, man. Let's try to get that number to correlate. That'd be great, man. Subscribe if you guys aren't subscribing already, and of course, if you're watching this later, comment down below. Harry.
I think like I said earlier, I think they're safe so far because they've been in the game for so long. They produce so many Hot Toys, so many lines to collect. With these new companies coming in, like how long is it going to be until we have like one line finished? Maybe a long time. So I think they're pretty good where they are.
And cigars, you got anything you want to add to that, or you think it's been covered?
It's been pretty much covered. Like, I think Hot Toys is safe. They've been in the game long enough. They have an established fan base to where even with these new companies coming in, they don't have to freak out. Like I said, if anything, it'll just push them harder to compete and get the better product out. It's just like, even though there are these other companies stepping into the 1/6 game, there are also all these other companies that do 1/6 already, and they've been competing with Hot Toys, and Hot Toys is still on top. I mean, it's almost like Pepsi versus Cola. There's two sodas, but people still buy both.
This is true. This is true. I personally, I think I'm going to gravitate mainly to Hot Toys because that's what I know and that's what I'm used to, and I know what to expect when I buy that. Now, if I can work it out and get this Joker, I will, and that will be a good test to see if I need to expand any further than that. But really, my dollars are limited, and my venturing out is very limited. So the Joker, I think, is just something I'm going to have to make sure I get because I don't expect Hot Toys to tackle that figure right now. Not with Queen Studios putting it out. I think it's going to get kind of, there's not going to be a 3.0 DX11 or something coming, I don't think. Exotic Carfax, how do you know that Queen Studios doesn't already have most of these 1/6 scale figures ready to go? That's a great question.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very possible. Boxed in
They have all
Sideshow.
the prototypes ready.
Yeah. Boxed in Sideshow sent me an email saying they will cancel my in-game Loki if I don't say I still want my order by April 15th. I've never seen that before. This is a new thing that Sideshow is doing. Is basically to kind of limit the amount of people that can cancel. So what you do is, if you pre-order something and it's past 90 days, as far as when it was expected, Sideshow is now going to cancel that for you and give you your R&D back, NRD back, R&D, research and development back. No, your NRD back. They're going to do that for you. Now, what that though is doing is, a lot of people, I think what they end up doing is they'll order something and they're willing to stick it out. It's late, and then they find out they need that money. They're like, well, I want to order something else. I want to rob Peter to pay Paul. And then they cancel their order saying with the excuse that it's late and they want their deposit back. Sideshow's taking that ability away from you. You either choose now whether or not you want to wait for that figure to come, or if you've already lost interest in that figure, you can not choose and they will cancel that order for you and you should get your NRD back. I would always, of course, talk to customer service to be sure on what exactly that policy is, but that's pretty much what they're doing now. And I think it's an ingenious way to kind of lock you into that commitment, because once you've checked that box and you go to cancel it and you say, well, it's late and that's my excuse, you don't get your NRD back anymore. They're going to be like, well, you checked that box. You accepted those consequences.
Well, I mean, and anybody can say what they want to about Sideshow too, but I'm sure they've taken a lot on the nose too or on the chin from all these people canceling stuff, from people like, picking up things from Hong Kong resellers. And I mean, it's like if you had a business, if I had that business, I would probably do the same thing. So, because obviously they would get, stuck with a ton of figures that would just sit back, in a warehouse. So, I mean, it's just their way to protect themselves from that. So
exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. They're just trying to protect themselves, because a lot of people have been canceling orders for various reasons, and they're just trying to close that door from you, so you can't use that as an excuse to go that far. I'm not really going to bring this up in full discussion, but Lake Studios mentions, I'm still waiting for the day that Sideshow makes Clone Wars animated style clone troopers. Then I'll go bankrupt. The thing is, with the original Sideshow troopers, Hot Toys made the armor for those, and I don't think that relationship's still there. I could be wrong. If anybody's got anything to say, CMB or Harold or anybody who's got anything to add to that, let me know. But I don't think they're going to be making them any more armor, because I think Sideshow is bogarting licenses that Hot Toys wants. Let's say Grievous, for example, probably Clone Wars Obi-Wan, because they got one coming out, and Hot Toys hasn't been able to put that out yet. So things like that, I think, is what's really causing the problem.
It's my wish too, though. But
yeah. So moving on then, Exotic Carfax. I'm reading. I should just read this out loud. This is Queen Studios. Have you seen The Dark Knight Returns Catwoman on Batpod with rooted hair? They are using actual hair from Anne Hathaway. Loco Lu, thanks for the 24 people that are streaming. Well, we're hiring that now, 35. But yes, please support the channel. Appreciate it. CT603.
They're harvesting the hair. That's nice. That's awesome.
We won't. I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah.
Doc Smizzle, Gilgamesh came out of nowhere 4 months late. Yes, yeah, we were going over Gilgamesh and that weird deposit of, hey, there's Gilgamesh. But yeah, that was crazy. Just don't discount the Batmobile. All right, I'm not discounting it for sure. I am just saying it's probably going to come with the second movie. That's my opinion. Loco Lu, I'm with Moz when it comes to the Hot Toys Batmobile. Thank you, Loco Lu. I appreciate you being with me. It was lonely on my bus. Doc Smizzle, who cares about Jazz Inc? They are making an inferior product. These are all opinions. I personally don't have, because I don't have any of their products.
No.
So
Doc asked him questions about the materials being used, and like when he gave him this certain thing, I went and looked that up on what that really meant. And Jazz Inc. is basically using thermoplastic, which is the same plastic they use on kids' toys.
All right.
That's not high quality. If I'm giving you $1,500, I'm not paying for a damn kid's toy. I'm paying for a premium collectible. I want premium materials used.
Well, there you have it, guys. There you have it. There's from Doc Smizzle from Jazz Inc. So take that with how you want to do that. I personally, again, I did not have to communicate, so I can't attest to it. I'll just nod and smile and go, okay. CT603, Hot Toys is looking more reactive than proactive. This is my concern, biting off more than they can chew. Other than the Batmobile, I don't really see that. You know, the Batmobile, and you know, I think there was just a jab at Jazz Inc. They've done it before. They've jabbed at them saying, we're going to make this because Jazz Inc. was looking at making it. So, like the DeLorean, Jazz Inc. was apparently trying to get the license for that, and then Hot Toys drops the DeLorean. That was the rumor that I heard anyway. Speaking of which, Carlito, the DeLorean was put up for pre-order months after the Back to the Future event. This is true.
Yep. And everybody had given up on it. That's what we were talking about, how everybody gave up on it, and then they dropped it.
But let's move on over, and I'm just going to kind of go through these here. Let's move over to our next topic, because I know Harold's got to go soon, and I want to make sure that everybody's covered, and we get into this bad boy. You have some news, Cigars and Bacon. You have some news about the
I got an email from my insider, finally. He explained why he was absent for so long. He had personal things to deal with. Basically, he got Rona. Family members got Rona, and it just kept going back and forth, so that's why he's been gone for so long. But he said the update that he gave me pertains to the figures. Blitzway is having an issue right now with two people over likeness rights and the issuing of the figures. Because they were trying to get the go-ahead for younger versions, aka Part 2. And they were trying to get the license for the older characters from Afterlife. And two people, Bill and Dan, are being sticklers about it. They are the ones that are causing the holdup as far as trying to get these figures produced. Because of them battling back and forth, he told me he doesn't know what it's about, but he can only assume that it's probably money. Like, hey, you're not giving me enough money for this, so we're not going to agree to it. But he said that's what's holding up their figures, is the two individuals are basically not budging as of right now.
Interesting.
All right, so Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are holding their ground, wanting more money, or they're not happy with the likenesses, but they're not letting Blitzway go forward. But figures are on the way.
They're
It's
not
something that
letting them go
Blitzway-
figure.
I'm sorry. Say again.
That's the delay, and that's why we haven't seen any announcements as far as figures to go with the Ecto One, is
Mhm.
because right now they're at a crossroads with getting licenses finally like set in stone, likeness rights, people paid, royalties, whatever, however all that goes. Basically, Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are basically not budging. They are saying no to the younger one sculpts. They're saying no to the older sculpts. So right now, Blitzway is trying to figure out, do they... Right now, he said that they're considering just scrapping all completely, just throwing it all away just because those two. They said Ernie Hudson's cool with it. You know, he
When
signed
you say
off on
scrapping,
it.
you're
but
referring to the car
the
too?
other two... Yeah,
Just the figures.
car and the figures.
What?
No, the car and the figures. They're talking about scrapping the Part 2 project completely.
What?
Wait, when you say part 2,
And
you mean the
they're saying
second
that,
movie or the Afterlife
um,
movie? Or when you say part 2, you're referring to what they're doing right now? It's part 2. You refer to it as a part 2 project. So
Part 2 is the movie, is what I said.
So Ghostbusters 2, they had a project for that. They're considering scrapping that whole project. Okay. Not Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
I just want to be clear. Afterlife is not necessarily on the table to get
Well,
scrapped.
Afterlife is Part 3. Afterlife is Part 3.
It's technically part 4 if we want to count the
Ghostbusters
Abomination.
2. Oh,
I just want to be clear for the viewers, man, and for myself, because you were
can I
losing me.
talk, or are you just going to keep interrupting me?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They're talking about scrapping the entire Ghostbusters 2
Okay.
headaches and issues. They are talking about scrapping the figures from Afterlife because of the same issues.
Okay.
Mhm. So that's going to make the part 1 figures skyrocket even further into the stratosphere as far as trying to buy them on the market now. So long as this continues to be an issue. So, yeah. So
So right now,
Afterlife,
he said that like even Blitzway. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that. So your Afterlife Ecto One is safe from being cut. This is something they've already gone forward with. They got pre-orders out, but and we'll probably still get Muncher, right? There's no likenesses you have to really worry about for that, right?
Yeah.
No, we can hold that off, but and Muncher was teased.
No. The only thing that he said as far as figures are Ghostbusters.
Okay. So
He was
were they
referring
talking about
to,
doing the kids?
You know, he doesn't know. Like I said, right now, Blitzway is just talking about just scrapping the Afterlife figures and just dropping the Ecto One. But he said they are 95% on board with just completely scrapping Ghostbusters 2 line, just because this has turned into a headache and a nightmare for them.
Wow.
That would be sad if that happens, but I have faith. I have faith that they're going to be able to pull it off. At least get some figures in our hands, right? So, Chris asked a question earlier, and I didn't forget it, but Collector Chris was asking, Ecto One on Sideshow ever going to happen? The consensus I'm getting is Sideshow saying, Blitzway and Sideshow are not playing well together right now. Do you have?
Well, Sideshow said that they don't want to pay. Well, Sideshow said that they don't want to pay Blitzway's shipping costs to have it shipped to Sideshow's warehouse. So Blitzway said, all right, well, then we're just not going to sell our items on your website.
Well, there you have it. So as of right now, Sideshow and Blitzway are not talking to each other about having this on their site. The other little bit of news that's come out with regards to the Ecto One is there was rumors that the pre-order window for distributors is going to be closing next month. So like Big Bad Toy Store and everybody else who's got the distribution rights from Blitzway to sell it here, he's bought it basically from Blitzway already. They've pre-ordered the product, and of course we pre-order from like Big Bad Toy Store or Specfication or Specfiction or that kind of stuff. So their pre-order window is rumored to be closing in April, which goes about right with my experience with ordering Hot Toys at a retailer. As a retailer, the retailer tends to have a few weeks to a month window to order from Sideshow, and then they don't get their wholesale cost anymore. They have to buy it like a regular customer. So this makes sense. So if that's the case, that's going to determine the batch size once these pre-orders have closed, and whatever pre-orders are open on those sites, say Spec Fiction, Big Bad Toy Store, Bluefin Brands, Entertainment Earth, Secret Compass Online, all these sites, whatever inventory they have there is going to be it, and then you're going to be paying aftermarket. So if you're looking to pre-order this, you're considering it, you probably have until April before the prices start going higher and your options start getting smaller. I think that's the way to put it. Yeah.
And just so you guys know in the chats, everybody knows Big Bad Toy Store, Spec Fiction, and Bluefin Brands are carrying the Ecto One. Last night I was doing research. I found 4 other websites based in the States that will also be carrying the Ecto One. They have them up for pre-order right now as well. And that's Entertainment Earth, Secret Compass Online, TF Sourcing, and Sure Thing Toys. Those 4 new companies. I did the research last night, went to the websites, made sure it was legit. But yeah, they're all legit stateside websites, and they are taking pre-orders for Ecto One. So you guys have more options now. Instead of just focusing on 3 websites, you have 7 websites to order this.
Yeah. With the uncertainty, though, in this day and age, when it comes to the uncertainty with the fuel prices and stuff, I would look for anybody who can offer you a locked-in shipping price now, versus the ability for that shipping price to change later, because it could really hurt you, a year from now or so when this figure actually drops. So I went with Big Bag Toy Store. I think Cigars, you went with Spec Fiction, right? Or you're going with Spec Fiction?
Went with Todd. Yeah, I'm going with Spec Fiction. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Waiting on some things to come in to say I can do it now, or I got to wait till the middle of the month.
Yeah. And yeah, Doc, I do agree with you. 2016 shouldn't exist, but it technically does. I mean, I don't want to say it does. But, it's on my box set now as a digital code, so apparently it does.
Just throw the code away. You throw the code away, it doesn't exist.
Well, unfortunately, the other codes are there with it. It's not just individual codes. It's one sheet with all the codes. So,
scratch it out. Just Sharpie it all out.
Yep, get that Sharpie out.
But yeah, guys, that was the big news. So the solid fact is, Blitzway currently is looking to make figures. They are having trouble getting through that door, though, due to likeness rights with Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and that's holding up their licensing. So
probably mostly Bill Murray, because from what I've been reading lately, like Bill Murray's been for the last couple of years has just been a butthead when it comes to this kind of stuff. As far as likeness rights for toys, merch, anything, he's basically starting to become like how Tom Cruise is. I don't want my face on anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a problem. Bugman is making an interesting comment here. He says, how come no one mentions Collector Zone? With a coupon the owner dishes out constantly, you can get one for a little over $1,800. I honestly, I just haven't done any real business.
I forgot about Collector Zone. Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't done any business with them, and it's nothing personal. It just, unfortunately, I feel kind of trapped as far as where I buy from, because I have an established amount of points with Sideshow, so I kind of keep going there, because I want those points to keep carrying over and over and over. And of course, the customer support I get from Sideshow is another big thing. So it keeps me over there, and so I don't go looking around often for other retailers. And it's nothing personal. I've seen Collector Zone in the chats and stuff. He seems really pretty cool guy, but
I honestly forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot Collector Zone is also carrying it. There's no hate towards Marcos. I just literally forgot that they were carrying it.
Yeah. So there's another option there for you guys. Whatever one works best for you, as I say. And of course, I went with Big Bad Toy Store. I'm not getting paid to say that. Your CMB is going with Spec Fiction, and neither of the other two guys are stepping up to the plate and buying it. So don't listen to Harold or Harry, man. They're not buying it.
Well, it's like, and even just like looking at this with the likeness rights and kind of seeing that delay in like other characters from other lines that we haven't had yet, and where these issues are with those. I mean, it's definitely just a sign of the times that these actors are going to try to get a lot of money, for the likeness rights, and it might not even be them; it could be their team. They might be just somebody that's like taking care of that they're also making money off of these things too. So I'm sure there's things that cause issues and delays with that too. So
So what else do we have?
He doesn't know the exact, like, my guy doesn't know, like, obviously the finite stuff. He's like he wasn't there sitting at the table with them when they were going back and forth. He can just get the information that he gets from within where he's at within Blitzway.
Man,
and I don't ever try to force him to go do stuff that, that will get him in trouble. So I don't want to lose my inside guy.
Yeah, of course.
and he's a friend, so I don't want to ruin my friendship with him either.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of which, I don't know where the Hadelorian is, man. I miss that guy, man. I miss all his hate.
Hadelorian.
Mr. Musashi, I can vouch for Spec Fiction. I have done business with Todd many, many times when it comes to ordering statues. He's a fellow collector, so he's not out there trying to price gouge people. His prices are fair. And he answers every email you write him, he will answer back. His customer service is top notch. He offers reward points. He has payment plans. And like I said, he's a good guy. And if there are things that aren't on his website and you're looking for, if you shoot him an email, he will contact other people to try and get you what you're looking for. Prime example, I was looking for the Batman Who Laughs statue from Prime 1. It had already been sold out for about a year and a half. And I didn't want to pay reseller prices. I contacted him, and he said, give me 24 hours, I'll shoot you an email back. He literally, 24 hours later, he sent me an email saying, hey, I made some phone calls for you, and I found one in a warehouse. The only thing is there's no payment plan. You have to pay for it outright. And I agreed, and in 4 days, the statue was in my house.
Wow.
So he's a real good guy.
Nice.
He will bend over backwards looking for the items that you're looking for. Even if he's not carrying it or if it's sold out on his website, he will contact other distributors, other warehouses, other stores, and he will try his hardest to get you your item. Because like I said, he's a fellow collector, so he understands the struggle.
And he'll get you a better price too, like if you pay up front, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, if you pay up front in full, he'll discount the item.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Blackbird Tech Paradox Nerd, he uses Spec Fiction all the time, so he seems to trust him. I haven't heard any other issues myself, so yeah,
I heard it.
Awesome.
I was gonna say I heard about him using that. Yeah.
I'm not here trying to sell you guys to buy for Spec Fiction. I don't get any money obviously off him. I'm just a customer of his, but like just from his customer service and the way he conducts business and the fact that, like I said, he'll go above and beyond for people. That to me, like I'm a loyal customer of his. Just because I've never run into a company that would say, "Hey, I'll look for that item for you and get back to you." Let alone, "Hey, I made all these phone calls with other people and I got you what you were looking for."
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to be wrapping up the show here a little earlier tonight. I know Harold's got to get going, and that way you guys have time to kind of chill out before Anthony's stream here. He comes on after 9 my time, so another hour or so. You guys get a little time to have your food or whatever you're going to be over there. But guys, everybody that's been tuned in today, I really appreciate you all being here today. And guys, don't forget, we also get the membership is now open. You guys can become members. Carlito is our first member. We're going to have, in the next tier going up, we're going to have wallpapers that Harry and I are going to provide. They're going to be for your desktop and or your phone. That's not it. Let's close all this stuff, and you'll see, because I already got this as my wallpaper now. This will be the first one I'm providing. And of course, the phone will be, cropped in such a manner that it will work great for the phone. So these are custom wallpapers that we're going to be making. There might be like our logo on the bottom of in the black bit here or something, but that will be in the next tier, or the membership tiers. So very much appreciate it if you guys want to subscribe to that. It'd be awesome. CMB, what do you got going on the rest of this week, man?
Be on Geeking Out tomorrow. I don't know if I got anything else. Well, we got on Saturday. If you want to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good,
live
good
stream
point.
that?
Yeah. Well, that I don't know if we'll have the connection. I might record it though. So Friday, I probably won't be doing a show Friday night. I have a DJ gig on Friday night, which is after when my show typically should have wrapped up. But I don't want to end up like leaving my laptop power supply or something at home because I was busy streaming up until the last minute or something. So Friday we will not be having first appearance Friday, and Saturday. The plan right now is for Cigars and Bacon and I to go head up to a store and check out some Hot Toys because he's kind of local, and we're gonna go hit up the store and check that out and film it. And Cigars and Bacon though will not let me film him, he says. So
no, you can film me. I already told you. I'll be wearing a mask.
I'll be wearing a mask, so
you're still gonna see my face.
But we're gonna go check out Battlegrounds up in Dalton, Georgia, next Saturday. That's the plan right now. So. See what Hot Toys they got in there. Maybe trade in some Funko Pops for some Hot Toys, some stuff they got lying around. So Saturday again, that's a 2-hour drive for me. So I'm not going to try to squeeze that in before 6 o'clock. My time to get back here. Now, if we don't end up going, you'll see a thing pop up saying we'll be going on the air, but as normal. But if I do go, then you won't see it. So that's the plan. And then in April,
right now, we plan to go, and so.
Yeah. So, and also, guys, like I was saying, in April, I am going out of town for a week. I may try to stream from the hotel. We'll see. Harold, man, what you got going on? What you got?
Let's see. I am patiently waiting for Ahsoka. I was one of the lucky ones to get that preparing to ship notice from Sideshow. I did call customer support a couple times because I'm that person. Mm-hmm. And the second time that I called, they did say that the container is sitting at port and ready to offload. So they're just waiting on that. So hopefully I'll get that notification with the tracking and all that here in a couple days. So
okay. We're gonna get you in for an unboxing, that's for sure.
So yeah, I'll try. Honestly, I will try to hold it. If you guys, depending on what you do Saturday, because even if I get it, it won't be till probably the end of the week. So
we might do an impromptu stream. That
we
way
can just do. Okay.
Just the unboxing. Whoever wants to come in and participate and be there, we might do that. So.
All right, that sounds good. But yeah, that's what I've got coming up. Hopefully this week.
Rock on. Harry, what you got going on, man? What you got?
I've got a little project that I'm trying to work on here. I got a few wood pieces and whatnot. I'm trying to build out my own little warehouse scene as well of having Batman fight some goons. So should be fun. I'm gonna try and record the whole thing. So it should be fun.
It's a lot more difficult than you would think to try to record yourself making stuff because it's nerve-wracking. You want to talk to the camera and do all that stuff, and you realize you've glued your finger to something, and now you need some thinner, and it's just crazy.
So I'm trying to get that going, but the scene is happening for sure. Video,
rock
cool.
So Harry, you and I will be back Tuesday, right, for a photography talk. Mm-hmm. Harold, you want to jump on that too, or?
Just depending on when I get home.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll be back for Toy Photography Talk on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to go over our shots, and maybe Harry will have picked out a shot that he's going to share with you guys. So what we'll do with the members is like once a month we're going to email out the desktop wallpapers to our members. So this month is going to be this Batman one. So at the end of the month, if you guys become a member by the end of March, you get this Batman again. I'll share that again as your wallpaper there, and then April I think we're going to send out one of Harry's if that's okay with him. So
sounds good.
See what he wants to do. So cool. All right, guys. With that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I'm holding my tweezers, and we will see you next time, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.